Hey guys, it's the Midweek Simmer here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be renovating one of the Stone Street apartments in Evergreen Harbour. Now this renovation is for a couple of Sims I've been playing with just in my spare time. The mum I'm not really focusing on, she's not my priority in it. It is the daughter, Isla. She's a teenager at the minute, but I'm wanting to take her to university. She's going to major in communications and she's a bookworm, which I'm really excited to explore more because they've just updated some of the traits with the recent patch. So I'm excited to see how that has changed and what new moodlets and stuff we'll get. But yeah, just now you'll see I go in and I delete everything. So I start completely from scratch. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at first. I went into this completely blind. I just wanted to play around a bit. So you'll see I change quite a few things after I've put them down. So I'm just mapping out the floor plan just now. I love doing apartments because you can't move the windows and you can't move the exterior walls. So it really makes you think up floor plans. And it's great if you really struggle with floor plans because it really helps get you thinking about it. I still struggle with floor plans, but honestly, renovating apartments has really helped me improve. I'm just in the kitchen just now. I'm using these Parenthood counters. I wasn't too worried about budget. I gave them like a ton of money before I went in. And I wanted to give them quite a big apartment because although I'm not playing with the mum a lot, she likes to cook. Definitely one thing I've noticed. I don't know if it's a game bug or what, but she's constantly cooking. So I thought I'd give her quite a big kitchen so that she can cook lots. I didn't really clutter the apartment up too much because they're just moving into it. So over time, it'll gain more clutter. And if you guys want, I could maybe do like an updated current household video and show you them. I really wanted to use these curtains from Paranormal Pack, and they look really nice in this like blue swatch because there's yellow beads. It ties in with the yellow tiles. I thought it was so nice. I do change the curtains because I was going to use these curtains in one of the bedrooms. I think it's Isla's bedroom, but I end up finding another swatch for the bed that goes with the darker blue curtains. So these blue and white ones do end up back in the kitchen later on. I struggled so much to figure out what I wanted to do with the living room. I wanted to try and use some eco lifestyle stuff. I think I do end up using quite a lot. But I didn't know what to do with the layout. I knew I wanted to use the tiny living TV stand, the big one, not the one that attaches to the wall. This one here, the one that you can see. And I wanted it to be a kind of blue theme. But I had no idea what couches to use, what rug to use, what coffee table to use. So I think I delete the living room about 3 times before you finally see me put something down. I go back and forth. I go and do the little hallway. And there's not really a hallway, but it's like right next to the door. I go and do that before I finally come back to the living room, and I think I add some stuff over next to the bedroom doors. And yeah, it's like one of the last things I come to for this main living area is the actual living room itself, because I just struggled with it so much. But that's normal. It's so normal. Unless you've thought out what you're going to do already and you're just playing around and renovating, you might not know what you want to do with a room, and you might come back to it a million times before you finally settle on what you want. Yeah, you can see I've just deleted everything again. And then I go and I just put in the bedroom doors. I used a white swatch so it matches the front door. And then this is me doing the little hallway section. I use these tables from Laundry Day and I put them together. These tables are really good for doing that because they don't glitch that much. You can put them right next to each other and they just blend seamlessly. It's so great. I had a little coat rack and the shoe rack thing. Again, I'm so glad the Sims can now take their shoes off. It's just so realistic. I go to put a bunch of plants here and then I have to restrain myself from doing so because neither of these Sims are very planty. And I put too much plants in this anyway, but I was going to really crowd this corner with plants and I end up having to delete them because honestly, if I didn't, this entire place would be full of plants. I love plants. As you might have noticed from our my last video. I'm just kind of cluttering up this little space. They do really love cats, and when I was playing with them off camera, they've just adopted a new cat called Chester. I haven't put a cat tree or food bowls or anything in this apartment yet, because when I built it, they hadn't adopted him. But obviously that's something I'll add in my gameplay. I love this kind of bookcase thing from Eco Lifestyle. It's so great. I want it in real life. I want it so much. It's so nice. And it fits with so many different aesthetics. I wanted to use a bunch of the new portrait swatches that we got, but again, they didn't really fit. And I wanted to put a desk here because I wasn't sure I was going to put a desk in Eyelash Room. And I do end up putting a desk in Eyelash Room. This bit just ends up empty. I played around with desks and side tables and I thought, no, that would just be too much furniture in this space. It doesn't need it. That's another thing I'm so bad for, is just filling gaps everywhere. I'll put so much stuff and I'm like, no, take it all back out. It doesn't need to be there. I couldn't fit this anywhere, but I do kind of regret not putting any laundry stuff. Like obviously I've got those cabinets from Laundry Day, but I don't have washing machines or any of that other stuff in the build. Here I am. I finally know what I'm doing with the living room. That looks really great. I love them. I didn't realise that the bowling stuff pack chair looked so similar to the tiny living chair, just without the cushion and with different legs. But yeah, this looks great. The tiny living stuff with Eco Lifestyle actually goes so well, and I didn't realise a lot of the colour swatches for the wood tones are the same. I love this hanging plant from Paranormal Stuff. I couldn't decide where I wanted it to go, like which angle, but eventually end up with it here. Again, like more plants. Put a little cactus in there and I put some plants here. I end up putting that one with the smiley face on the table, and I put the cow plant in the little terrarium from Paranormal Stuff. It's so cute. And then I'm moving on to the bathroom now. Again, I couldn't really decide what what's the word? What wallpaper, what tiling to use. Sorry, I had a complete mind blank there. What tiling to use. And I think I just go for something really simple in here. And I use the Tiny Living stuff and a Parenthood shower tub combo. Just something really basic, but nice. I love the Tiny Living bathroom stuff. It looks so modern, but like classic at the same time. Yeah, I think I go for this tile with wooden flooring. I don't end up using tiling at all. I use the same wooden flooring as out in the living room. And that might be a bit controversial, you know, wooden flooring in a bathroom, but we have a kind of wooden vinyl in our bathroom, so I don't think it's too uncommon. Also, sorry if the audio is a little bit glitchy. I'm having to edit it myself, and I'm just using my phone to record at the minute, as my microphone hasn't arrived yet. But hopefully you guys can hear me okay and there's not too many glitches and stuff. I'm moving on to Eyelash Room now. And here we are. I'm using those curtains again with the beads from Paranormal Stuff. I love these curtains. I'm so glad we have them. They're so cool. And I was going to go for something pink. I don't go for pink. I end up with blue, which is why we had that whole palaver with the curtains, and I end up just putting them back and using a darker blue. I use one of the Seasons beds. See, originally I was going to go for this really cool toned blue, which is why I wanted the white curtains with the blue in them, the blue accents. And I just changed the curtains in the kitchen to white. But then I end up changing my mind on the bed. The same bed, just different colour swatch. Once again, I'm looking for more plants to put in here. I don't end up putting many. I think it's literally just that little tiny plant on the table there. I use some of the Tiny Living pictures here. I think I'd go for the ones with flowers on it. Yeah, that looks really nice. This is where I changed the bed. I thought that this blue with the funky greeny coloured cushions was a lot more teen vibe, you know. I had the desk here from Discover University. I was originally going to go with the blue one, but it just doesn't match the wood tones. This one matched so much better. And it had loads of books on it. It fit her as a bookworm. I was going to put more books on it, but I didn't really like the way it looked. So I think I just put like a little pencil holder under here and then place a notebook on the desk, some university books. I put a little cat ornament and a bowling pin because I want her to be into bowling. It's maybe something she can do with her friends. The bowling pack's something I really haven't explored all that much. And I really want to get into it more and really see what we can do with it. It's been out for ages as well, and I've had it for ages. I just don't use it, and I don't know why. Yeah, here I'm putting a notebook and then some books, and I put this little pile of books on the floor as well. Originally I was just going to put it at the back behind the desk, but I put it next to the chair in front of those little drawers because I put a double bookcase here, which I would love to have. I'm an avid reader, and I would love a bookcase like this to hold all my books. It would be great. And then I put a bunch of posters on the wall, and I end up putting fairy lights everywhere because what teen girl doesn't like fairy lights, am I right? Obviously there are teen girls that want nothing to do with fairy lights, but I love fairy lights so much. I would have them all over my room if my boyfriend would let me. I think at this part here, you see me hunting high and low for a poster that has books on it. And I was so convinced it was Base Game. It's not Base Game. It's a poster from Strangerville. But I was so convinced that there was one from Base Game. And I'm still sure there is one from Base Game. Is there not like a kid's poster that has something to do with reading? I couldn't find it for the life of me, so I ended up using this one from Strangerville, and then this kind of one, you know, I assume it's supposed to be used in libraries or something, and then just a plain circle rug, and I pop up some little organisers from Parenthood. I wanted to use these things from Discover University, but the wood tone just was off. The blue tone's too bright, and then the other one, the long one with the paper coming from it, it's all kind of like sports, music, or arts related, and that's not what she's going to do at university. It's going to be communications. So I didn't really feel like that fit with what I wanted her to do. Yeah, here I am putting all the fairy lights up. I'd love it if The Sims gave us fairy lights that went the full length of the wall. Because I had them in my uni room when I was in halls. Here I am on the mum's room. This is really simple. Like I said, there's not much to the mum. In terms of personality, I literally just made a mum because I didn't like the idea of my teen just living on her own. Because in my head, she's not old enough to live on her own yet. She's maybe like 16, 17. Which I know some 16, 17-year-olds do end up living on their own, but I don't know, I wanted her mum to be there, but I didn't really want to put much time and energy into her. So she's just basic, like lots of beige tones. She likes cooking. She likes looking after her daughter. And there should be some screenshots coming soon. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.